Hello there, Romans here and welcome to another music review. I review every album from a viewpoint of a musician, as I am a singer, songwriter and a bass player for my own group Jakobe, and approximately 4 months ago we have released our debut album called Pursuits in Life. What makes the record unique is that it's a pretty heavy prog rock without guitars. Instead you have drums, bass, saxophone and keyboards. You can check out the first single, We're Building Our Own Monument, on my YouTube channel, and in the description of that video you will find all the information about where is the record available, like Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, iTunes, Amazon. But it's available also in this digipack version of a CD with a very beautifully illustrated 20 pages long booklet. So in case you like buying originals, this is something that I think you will find very appealing. And today I'm going to review the new album from Alice in Chains called Rainier Fog? Rainier Fog, I think.
Music review.
It's been a while since I listened to Alice in Chains. I remember that it was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. And I really liked their debut album Facelift and even their comeback album Black Gives Way to Blue or something like that. Really great album. This was one of the records that I was really looking forward to, and even though I'm not necessarily a big fan of grunge as a genre, I do respect it. I think it was very important in terms of musical development. But Alice in Chains is one of the groups that I really enjoy, and when I was listening to this record it kind of made me hungry to go back and rediscover their older catalog. So the new album, Rainier Fog, if I pronounce it right, is coming out today, so Friday the 24th, and as of now I've heard the record 5 times, so let's dive right into the review. Even upon the first listening of the record, or whether you just heard the first 3, I think, singles that they've released from the record, you can sort of get that overall tone and atmosphere of the record. It's very dark, very heavy, but that's something that is pretty much common for new Alice in Chains, so meaning on their previous 2 records as well. There are a few songs that also kind of stand out in terms of tone. For example, the title track, Rainier Fog, is a more of an alternative rock song, and that riff has almost like a pop-punk vibe. Another song like that is, for example, Maybe, which is an acoustic-based song that has a very weird, almost Black Hole Sun from Soundgarden-like atmosphere, but it's that very uplifting, bright and harmonically and melodically beautiful chorus that makes the song stand out. Another very catchy song on the album is Never Fade, which is another very uplifting and very bright song, with the exception of the verses that are a little darker. It also has a very catchy chorus. The rest of the tracks, in my opinion, would require some patience for you to really appreciate them. The song that the album opens up with, The One You Know, has that dark and heavy riff, another very much an Alice in Chains trademark thing, and all those backing vocals, and it has that very strong, very catchy 90s chorus. I really love it. Then for example, Red Giant, this is one of those songs where you realize a common feature of many of the songs on the album, that the songwriting and especially the melodies are not really straight to your face, catchy, they are more subtle. So even repeated listenings of the record will still feel kind of interesting, because it will still discover something new and interesting. So the Red Giant, it's a very unnerving and very dark. I like how that tense atmosphere is sort of broken in the chorus. There's a very nice contrast. It's a really great track. Then for example, Fly is slightly more chilling song. It's like acoustic based track that has a very strong 90s Seattle scene vibe. Drone has almost a doomy riff, and it gets into a sort of like a psychedelic waters, so it's, I guess, what you would label as a stoner rock song, and it has a pretty interesting guest appearance by the guitar player Chris DeGarmo, who was the principal songwriter and the guitar player in one of my all-time favorite groups, Queensryche. I think that his appearance was on an acoustic guitar here. Another very doomy and dark song that is also kind of like slower is Deaf Ears and Blind Eyes, and the album closes up with a song I would maybe label as a ballad. It's a very melancholic, very sad and so full of pain song called All I Am. Probably my most favorite track on the album is one of the singles, So Far Under. This song is just outstanding. It's very reminiscent of the song Check My Brain from Alice in Chains. It's got that very heavy riff and I love those harmonies, and especially that absolutely awesome and chromatic chorus, which is just, you know, the great thing about this chorus is that it feels very Alice in Chains-ish, but at the same time it's just so fresh, and it's just, you know, it's a great song. I would say that it's the best track on the album and one of the best tracks from Alice in Chains. There's one more kind of weird thing that I realized. The artwork for the album is very reminiscent, is almost similar to the artwork of the last album from Europe that came out last year called Walk of Earth. Coincidence? I think so. If you are a fan of Alice in Chains and if you have enjoyed their last two records, I think you're gonna love the new one, because there's honestly nothing I can criticize and nothing that would really be in a way of the enjoyment. If you have never listened to Alice in Chains, then I would definitely encourage you to check out their debut album and their fourth album, and the new album is definitely great. I was looking forward to this album. Upon hearing it 5 times, I still don't feel like I know the record that well, so there are a lot of things that make me want to keep listening to it more. And this record also made me hungry for their older works. So I guess this is a great thing. I love that Alice in Chains are one of the most distinctive and unique sounding bands, and there's simply no other band like Alice in Chains, so definitely give this album a listen and check it out. If you have listened to the album already, you can let me know in the comment section below how much do you like the record, how well do you think it compares to their previous 2 records, maybe even how well does it compare to all of their previous records. You can follow me on Facebook or on Instagram. You can find links to both in the description of this video below. If you like this video, don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe to check out my own original music, some other reviews, or my worst to best series. Thanks a lot for watching.